Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is LarryWBrooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week, and I thank everyone in the audience for tuning in. For this week, I want to introduce my co-host back riding shotgun with me, man. He is not only a successful Texas real estate broker. He's not only a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand, but he is actually back here holding it down. It's hard to get people to come back from San Diego, California, so I want to thank him for holding it with us this week. The Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what can I? Hey,
you better wait for the applause, man.
What's the applause?
See, that's what happened when you be gone for a week, man. You forget about the applause and everything. What's going on, family?
Hey, man, I can't complain. Great to be back. Shout out to Sydney Ely. We went to myself, Mike, and several other team members from Brooks and Davis. We're down in San Diego for the National Association of Realtor Conference, which is always a big event. There was over 10,000 realtors in San Diego this weekend, but I shout out to Sydney Ely because she won the Good Neighbor Award, which is a big deal when it comes to the National Association of Realtors. So just her being able to win that award, which was for her organization Twist, which is a nonprofit that she supports and pours her time and energy into. So we were down there, man. We had a great time. That was the reason that was the main reason we were there. But one of the other things that always stand out about conference, Rick, is the knowledge base. You know, you're in a city with everybody pouring into everybody. Everyone's sharing the secrets that they're doing in California, what they're doing in Nevada, what they're doing in Denver, and we're sharing our secrets in Houston, Texas. That's allowing us to grow.
And I want to commend everyone who made the trip from Brooks and Davis, because word got back to me that we were holding it down. Brooks and Davis was there active, and everybody at the conference knew about that team from Houston, Texas, man. So I'm proud of everyone for how you guys were able to go out there and represent. And as far as you talking about that give and take, as far as ideas and strategies, how fulfilling is it for you to be able to go out and refill your cup every 6 to 8 months at these different conferences? Because we do so much on a regular basis here, pushing the brand, pushing the brokerage, pushing the podcast, that it's good to see some of the things that people are doing out of town that you might not have been aware of.
Not only do you find that things that they're doing that you're not aware of, but the people don't mind pouring into you. That's one of the things about the beauty of a conference and a big event, right? I always tell people, if you're in the industry or in a career and they do big events, you got to attend these big events because it brings you back and you feel fresher. You feel more energetic about attacking your business because now you're looking at your peers and you're like, oh, if they can do this, I can do this bigger too. So it's that kind of platform. Or your peers, like we bumped into a lot of peers at different stadiums that they had big events events at, and they were just like, yeah, I heard of y'all, even before we knew who they were. So, to go there and see that the podcast is touching people that I've never came in contact with, see that the brokerage firm is touching people that, for some particular reason they ended up on our email or on our YouTube page, man, it's amazing. So, just shout out to you and everything that we do at the podcast.
The power of networking, brother, man. I remember you first got your entry into real estate, you was always been big on collecting those emails and collecting data. So I'm not shocked that somebody might have gotten an email from you, because considering you might have had the email for 20 years now.
Come
that
on,
they
man,
bound
shout
to
out
be
to Constant Contact.
Come on, man, shout out.
With Constant Contact back in the days before MailChimp and all of that.
Hey,
I was one of the first ones, months when they opened up. I was a part of that.
Hey, man, but once again, man, I want to congratulate you and everybody who went out there. The hard work does not go unnoticed.
No doubt. Thank you.
And it's always good to get good reports from out of town, man, when I'm sitting back out here in Texas, not in California with y'all. So appreciate y'all for holding it down.
And that weather was wonderful, too.
Don't say that now, man.
It was. Hey, man, look, can I tell you. I didn't even Uber. We scootered the entire time. So those of you that have never had an opportunity to ride the little scooters, we rode those around the entire time we were there.
Oh, well, there it is.
No need to do anything else.
Well, I guess I can speak for Mr. Brooks when he says bring the conference back to San Diego in the near future, because he enjoyed himself and the whole team did as well. So appreciate you for making it back, family. Every week, I always ask you to share with the audience a little bit of some behind the scenes as far as what type of efforts you go to secure our guests on a weekly basis. So could you give our audience a little bit of background about what you had to do to make this happen for us, bro?
No. This week doesn't fall on me. This week you were the connect. Now, the beauty of it
man,
is
when you start taking all this truth serum, brother, what's going on? Yo, I don't know.
Listen.
Love you, California. Y'all to sit back on better Mr. Brooks, no doubt. Go ahead, my dude. I don't want to interrupt.
But no, here's the thing is, the funny thing is that we actually met the two ladies that supported the platform today together at a networking event, which is what we always point into people, going out networking, getting face to face. That's the best way to really do a lot of business. Now, I'm not opposed to Facebook ads. We do those. But that getting, eye to eye, shaking hands, telling a story is always the foundation behind it. So you tell us, how we actually formulated all of that and we got to the table today.
Oh, no, to speak to your point, networking, being out, meeting people, shaking hands, passing out cards, I think from a grassroots perspective is the number one way an entrepreneur can set a foundation for their practice when they go to a new market. And that's some of the things I try to take advantage of that we brainstorm about when we're not on the show.
That's right.
One of the cool things is that I don't always have this opportunity. But one of the fine business professionals that we'll have an opportunity to interview today is a proud alumnus of Dwight D. Eisenhower High School, right there off Antoine and Gulf Bank. So anytime I can get Big Ike in the building, we're going to always represent. That's a no doubter. But then also, for those who know, they know from time to time, Larry, we have special episodes of the podcast that we like to call the Red Light Special.
True.
We don't always have the honor and the privilege to have proud, esteemed members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated sitting in with us. Yep. But this just happens to be one of those rare occasions.
No doubt.
So if the energy that we giving off to the audience is a bit more expressive than normal, it can be explained that way. So without any further ado, I want to introduce this week's guest. This week's guest, this gentleman and his team from the legacy agency at Goosehead Insurance go above and beyond for all of their clients, partners, and everyone that they work with from an insurance perspective. So I want to thank them for spending some time with us this Thursday. And I'd like to introduce the owner, Mr. Mark Boudreaux, and both of his rockstar account executives, Ms. Crystal Barron and Ms. Maria Gallo Blanco. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, let's get that applause in. There it is, no doubt. Look, I appreciate you. First thing first, Mark, I know how it is for a business owner on a Thursday. So I'm going to make sure we do as much as we can in this 26 minutes that we have you. So without wasting any time, please introduce your agency to the audience and type of insurance services and products you provide to the public.
Okay, great. Again, I'm Mark Boudreaux with the legacy agency at Goosehead Insurance. My agency is a full-service agency with Goosehead. We do home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. Our goal is to find you the best coverage, the best value. And we do that because we're a brokerage. We can shop the market for you. We can write the entire state of Texas. I mean, a lot of people, I'm from Galveston myself, and a lot of insurance companies won't write Galveston. But we actually can do that. All the way up to Amarillo, to El Paso. So, But our goal is to basically always educate our insurers and make sure they understand what kind of coverage they're getting, what coverage they're not getting too, so they know if that unforeseen claim does have to happen, they know how to take care of it.
One of the things that I think adds so much to your brokerage is with you being a native of Galveston, you're an expert in those low-lying areas and how people can protect their real estate investments from that perspective, regardless of if they're in a quote-unquote flood zone or something along that lines. Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind, could you just explain to our audience how your being a native of Galveston, how that adds to your expertise as far as being able to provide insurance for people in those coastal areas?
Well, I can speak on a whole lot. I've been through hurricanes in Galveston. I've been to Hurricane Alicia. I've been to Hurricane Ike. So been there, done that. When I was with my mother in Galveston, they had a hurricane, and our whole back patio got thrown up in a tree. I've been through flood. When we had Harvey, my house had a foot of water in it. So I've been there, done that. So my thing is to make sure people understand what coverages they're going to have and what they need to have, whether it be flood waters, whether it be a windstorm, and also looking at what type of house you have, how old the house is, and making sure the roof is intact so that you can get the right kind of coverage you need to make sure that happens. Because many people, especially people coming from, a lot of people now are coming from California, coming to Texas. That's right. And they're used to earthquakes. And they'll say, well, my lender said I need to have some kind of wind coverage. I said, well, let me explain that wind coverage to you and what it's all about and those things. So we want to make sure they do understand what they're getting there covered the right way.
You know, because it's so important that from a real estate perspective as a realtor, and I want to thank you because you've done programs with our brokerage over at Brooks and Davis where you've not only marketed products and made things aware, but you've also educated us as well. And one of the things that I've always been impressed with you over at the Legacy Agency have been the talent that's a part of your team. So as far as Crystal and Ms. Maria, could you just speak towards what it is that you were looking for from a talent perspective and what you saw in these two ladies that made you feel as if these are two people that I want to partner with and want to have a part of my organization?
Cool. So as far as Goosehead, I want to have high energy, people that want to go out and meet people. It's about building relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No
it's
doubt.
not all about the transaction, just as a piece of paper and get a credit card, but we want to be able to build relationships. So I'm looking for those kind of folks that don't mind being outgoing and go visit with people. And it doesn't hurt that they're both Aggies, so they both were A&M. But I met Maria first, and I would say some tenacity with Maria is that she had to drive from College Station to get to me, and I've kind of found out that she didn't even have a car when she did it. So just somebody got there. So I said, that's some tenacity.
She was grinding, no doubt.
Yeah, she grinded to get down there. So
she
did that. She's been with me right at 3 years now, over 3 years right now.
Wow.
Crystal came kind of through Maria. It was a good friend of hers, and met Crystal. Same thing, high energy, bubbly, wants to be in front of people, likes to joke, likes to have fun with people. And, her background is actually one thing, she did some livestock things with I think, pigs, right?
Yes.
Raise pigs. And I said, that takes some tenacity to try to raise an animal and make sure
Houston.
make sure everything's taken care of every day. So she's going to be tenacious and make sure she follows up and make things done correctly. So, yes.
Right.
And I have to ask this question of you first, Crystal. I want to thank you as a Big Ike Eagle holding it down here on the podcast.
Swoop.
Absolutely. So please, because I want
just make that up.
Oh, she did. No, that's what it is. It's swoop. That's a no doubter. So for everyone who graduated with you from Ike and everyone who graduated with you from A&M, what year did you graduate from A&M?
2019. Woo. I know all of them. Swoop.
All of it. All you Aggies represent. All you Eagles reach out to Miss Crystal, man. Crystal, I had the pleasure of initially meeting you at a networking function, and to speak to Mark's point, the energy, the effervescence that you give off is something that I'm sure other people have mentioned to you, and I'm sure you've been able to take advantage of in your business. So my question for you is, A, why insurance? And then B, have you always been this effervescent as far as your personality and the way that you sell and market, or is this something that you had to develop over time?
So those are two very great questions. Thank you. Insurance, I can't say that it was the first thing that popped up in my mind when I was getting ready to graduate from Texas A&M. Luckily, I've been friends with Maria for about 6 years now, right?
Wow.
Since 2015, we've been friends. I met her when I was a freshman in college, and we never had any classes together, but we made it a point to hang out. So I graduated in May 2019 from Texas A&M, and I was searching for a job, and Maria was telling me, look, my boss is looking to grow his agency, give it a shot. And I was like, I don't know, Maria, I don't know about insurance. But then eventually I was like, you know what, Maria says it's good, I believe it. So then I sent my resume to her, and she helped introduce me to Mark, and things started to fall into place. So that's how I got into insurance. And then just looking at, because I come from a agriculture economics standpoint, like that's what I majored in, and I looked at the industry as a whole, and I was like, well, insurance is something that's it's a product that's intangible. You can't see it until you really need it, or until you see unless you're an insurance nerd like me and you see a car accident. I'm like, man, I hope they have some good insurance in there. And then the answer to the other question was, have I always been this bubbly, or I don't know which word to use. I think I started growing my personality the most when I was in high school of Future Farmers of America. I had a great mentor. He was my teacher, and I started to get in a lot of leadership positions, and he just taught me that no matter what room I'm in, I need to go up to someone, shake their hand, and say, hi, my name is Crystal Barron, why I'm special, what's important about me, and what I can do. Right. And that teacher's name is Troy Carlisle, so shout out to my teacher.
We giving shouts out to professors and the whole nine.
That's not bad.
Teachers make a difference.
Rick left out the part that y'all milk cows and stuff over there. Like,
yeah, we do have that. We have FFA, absolutely. We had that, no doubt.
It's in the city. No one thought about it, but there I was, my little city girl self, raising 4 pigs, 2 goats, and some plant projects.
No doubt.
And that's super cool. And I want to ask you this question, Maria, because you have a really interesting story, being a native of Atlanta. So my first question is, what drew you to Texas to educate yourself? How did you get to A&M? And then secondly, once you graduated, what was it about Houston? Because I'm sure you had opportunities to go back home to Atlanta. What was it about Houston from an economic or market standpoint that made you want to start your career here?
Thank you for those questions. It's definitely been a journey getting here. It's been a journey. So I came to Texas because I got a full ride scholarship, posse, to attend Texas A&M. So not only
congratulations.
Thank you. So I did. Get,
hey, look. For Larry, we like free money, right? No doubt.
Get a full education for free. So for me, it was the opportunity to not only leave my city, but get a full ride scholarship that will pay for me to study something that I can do, like give myself into a career and then go forward from that. For me, I didn't have any family here, but I just kind of took the opportunity and rolled with it. I was like, you know what? Even though I don't know anyone in Texas, I will make the best out of it and just go and see what I can do over there. And then,
now that's pretty good though. But you know, but I tied a point to what Crystal said. This is kind of amazing to me because you and I, we met because we were athletes as well, right? So we were in track together. But for y'all that have had no classes together and build a chemistry, like, hey, we just gonna hang out. Like, you
can build a lot of chemistry on Friday nights and Saturday nights.
At a party.
That's where ladies can build a lot of chemistry on the weekends, no doubt.
It was definitely a party that we met each other. Also,
and this is the cool thing because Mark shared so many cool tidbits, and I want to ask, and this question is for both of you ladies, so feel free to respond. Could you, both of you, talk about some of the things that you guys do on a regular basis to market the legacy agency and how people like Larry and myself can meet you separately at different events, but you all work together? Because I think sometimes people may not necessarily know the consistent and organized marketing efforts that you ladies go through to push that brand on a regular basis. So for this question is for either one of you two.
Yeah, so I definitely try to attend a networking event at least once a week, find somewhere where I can go. And then if there's not one that week, at least every 2 weeks. But I'm for sure doing an event every month to stay in front of people. And then other marketing that I do is just adding realtors and mortgage professionals on Facebook, and sliding into those DMs. But messaging I can cold call people all day, but we have those home warranty people ruin it for all of us, and those people who are like, can I buy your house?
Right.
No one really,
no one's answering the phone anymore.
yeah, no one really want to answer the phone. So it's a lot of adding people on social media, as a lot of people are. That's how they market their business.
Yeah,
so I'm
that's the
adapting to however someone wants to be talked to. Like if someone prefers to be spoken to on the phone, I'm going to call them on the phone. We could talk all day, every day. If you want to text, we could text. If you want to message me through Facebook, you can. We could do that. Sometimes I'll talk to someone on the phone, and then they'll message me on Facebook. I'm like, you have my number.
Yeah, that's how it
But
works, though. That's right.
it just depends on how someone prefers to be spoken to. And then me and Maria, we're networking queens. I always say, like,
We're
me and
always
her,
out here.
we're always trying to look for an event. We're like in Houston Millennials that she introduced me to. We can be found at the NAREP events. That's the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. You can meet us at a HBRA event, the Houston Black Real Estates event association. So any association that there is, I'm most likely there. And I'll let Maria touch on that.
No, definitely, I agree with Crystal. We definitely make it a point to be in front of people all the time. There's plenty of Goosehead agents. There's plenty of insurance agents. But what makes us stand out is the consistency of us getting in front of people and just letting them know, like, I'm not going to be a fly-by insurance agent. I'm here 1 month, and then you never see me again. You're definitely going to see us at networking events. You're going to hear from us. You're going to see our posts on Facebook. We do a lot of group efforts to do Facebook marketing, but also individual marketing, just because we all have our own network, our own referral partners, and then we share some that send us business together. But we definitely make it an effort to be in front of not only clients, but just everybody out there, just to get our name and our information, because you always running into a new agent, but a consistent agent that's kind of like been doing it for more than 6 months. It's kind of hard to run into, and all of us can attest. We've been here. She's been here 2 years, myself 3 years, Mark more than 10 years. So we're here for the long run, not just, hey,
No, I can
I'm doing
definitely
it here.
attest to that. No, because you definitely, your entire team, y'all have done a great job of branding yourself and being active in the community and being seen. If you don't mind, Mark, I want to talk to you when we come back from our break a little bit about your entrepreneurial background and what inspires you on a regular basis, if you don't mind.
Okay, great.
I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, you can reach me directly at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram. If you're a real estate professional, if you're an aspiring real estate professional, or you're currently in real estate school and you want to learn more about Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, please feel free to visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, sitting here with me is my co-host, Mr. Pure Hustle himself,
Yes, sir.
the Texas Real Estate King,
Yes, sir.
with nothing but San Diego, California sand on his feet still.
True.
Mr. Larry W. Brooks, what's going on, brother?
No complaints, man. You know, San Diego is cool, but you know, H-Town is home.
Hey,
you know?
you better stop playing. You
You
already
go
know what it
places.
is, man.
Yeah, because you go places, and I remember one of the places that we walked into, a person in the event hall was like, y'all move like y'all from Texas.
Oh, they said that.
Texas, yes. I'm just saying.
Slow and
so,
low.
Yeah, you know
What
what
you
I
had
mean?
your-
And like we control the room.
What you had your 10-gallon hat on? You had Spurs on your boots? What was it, bro?
Hey, I don't know what it was.
You had that energy
It was
off
just-
you.
It was the H-Town swag. I guess you
With
could
the
call
big
it.
state, big city energy, bro. You know how it is, man.
No doubt about it, man. But I guess I've been doing an amazing job today, and it's funny because one of the things I always take pride in, and most people that know me know I love the networking. So just to see this thing come full circle after, I think it's been almost 2 years because we met before the pandemic. So to have these ladies here after we had talked about them being a part and having Mark and the team and everybody on here, it's just it's a fun feeling.
Absolutely, man. I want to introduce this week's guest, Mr. Mark Boudreaux, Miss Maria Gallo Blanco, and Miss Crystal Barron. This is the team from the Legacy Agency over at Goosehead Insurance. I want to thank all three of you all for sitting in. Mark, we were talking a little bit about this off camera, but I want to make sure I ask you this for our audience. Sometimes as a business owner and entrepreneur, your evolutionary process can be something that's kind of undervalued because people meet you in present day and they don't have an idea of where you've had to come from. So could you just talk a little bit about your life before you became a business owner?
Okay.
And if there was a member of your family, close personal contact who might have inspired or motivated you or set an example for you to be a business owner, because I know this path is something that it can be quite challenging.
Everybody can't do it. Yeah, it
Absolutely.
can be tough. So it's you'll love the story. So I used to do pharmaceutical sales before this. So I was medical devices, that kind of thing. And before that, I actually was an executive director with the YMCA, the South Central Y, which is now the Texans YMCA. And my wife, in the story, she's actually an insurance agent too. I won't sell the name of the company right now because it's my competition.
That's what I'm talking
but
about.
she does well. She does well.
Right.
And as executive director with the Y, you had to sell yourself to raise money. We always did fundraising, always. And my wife kept saying, "You could do this. You could come sell." And I'm like, I don't know about that. I just don't know about that. So I finally got into the medical sales, and then she kept trying to pull me to come work with her. And finally, in 2008, I got my license and started doing insurance. And came to her office and had to almost turn over a whole team because they weren't selling. They were waiting for the phone to ring. And I said, "You're not doing any selling." So that's what kind of got me into the insurance. And we always wanted to have it there's an independent agency and there's a captive agency. She's captive. I'm independent. We want to have an independent agency. So that's why I moved over to Goosehead. Goosehead kind of came to us and offered an opportunity to do Goosehead Insurance, which is a wonderful, wonderful company, innovative company. So that's how I got to as far as being part of Goosehead. Now, as far as entrepreneurship, it can be a lonely road, but I do have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, so we can talk about what we're
Those
dealing
ups
with,
and downs,
what
absolutely.
we're dealing with, versus somebody who nothing wrong with a W-2, but that steady income is wonderful. But when you've got ups and downs to work with and have to grind to basically I started kill your food to eat it every day, it's a big part of it. So that's what kind of got me to the insurance part of it. As far as background, as far as somebody I kind of look to, now I didn't know this till my grandmother actually passed away. I didn't think about it till I knew about it. I didn't think about it. My grandma lived to a ripe old age of 96 years old.
Wow.
And she actually had a washateria down in Galveston. Me and my cousins used to work there in the evening time, taking the coins out of the machines and sweeping the floors and that kind of stuff. And I never really thought about it, but she was an entrepreneur. Her and her husband ran it. And this is back in the 50s and 60s when, certain people couldn't really have businesses. Even my grandfather had his own gas station. And it was really after she passed and I started looking through some documents, I was like, wow, I can do this. If she could do this back then, why I have no excuse right now to not be an entrepreneur and put myself out there and run a business. So anytime it gets kind of hard, I always think back to her and I say, you know what? If Grandma could get this done back in the 50s, this is 2000. I can do it. 2000. I can do this. No big deal. So that's what kind of my image of an entrepreneur I look at with that.
Absolutely, man. I want to congratulate you because building your insurance brand, your company, the team that you have surrounding you is something that I know allows you to rest a little easier at night, knowing that you have true professionals going out there waving the flag as vigorously as you wave it yourself. Because I know sometimes in business, being a part of a team, you want to make sure everybody's rowing in the same direction. I want to make sure before we sign off, Ms. Maria and Ms. Crystal, Maria, starting with you, could you please share with the audience all your contact information and how they can schedule a consultation with you as well?
Definitely. So you can definitely contact us at our office phone number, it's 281-397-3001. My direct line is 281-962-3972, or via email at maria.gallo, B as in boy, at goosehead.com. We'll definitely have that in the chat, add it in there, just so you guys have it. But those are two of the main ways that you can connect with me, or find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, shoot me a DM, and I can definitely help and pass it on to Crystal.
Yeah, well, you can reach us at our office number, as Maria mentioned, 281-397-3001, and my direct line is 281-720-8118. My email is crystal.barron@goosehead.com, and my Facebook is Crystal M. Barron, and Instagram is crystalbarron1. I like my name a lot, apparently. But that's how you can call me, beat me, any way you want to reach me.
I appreciate you, man. I want to thank your whole team. Mr. Boudreaux, man, it's been a few months in the making, man, but you guys have definitely impressed, and I want to thank y'all so much. Yo, Mr. King, back from Cali, man. You know the people want to know, man. Give them what they want.
Man, this evening, believe it or not, I'm going to shout out to my guy, Taylor. He'll be hosting the Houston Real Producers Christmas holiday party tonight.
Absolutely.
So I'll be there with my guy. I was actually featured in 2019, I believe it was, with the magazine. So I'll be there continuing to support him and the brand. So that's where I'll be tonight.
And there it is, man.
Yeah.
See, that's you being so candid and transparent, man. We appreciate you, man. Look, on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the ever transparent and forthcoming Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. If you need anything in the meantime, in between time, you can reach Mr. Brooks and myself on Instagram, or you can reach us directly at brooksanddavis.com at the Brooks and Davis website. So until next Thursday, everyone out there, be safe and be blessed.